Hi, this is Michael DeSilva with a special transmission. We received this notice in our mailbox today dealing with emergency preparedness. This has to do with severe weather, such like tornadoes, anything that's severe, blizzards, or hurricanes, water spouts if you're near the coast, flash flooding, that could be severe weather too. So these things are what follow, and there probably will be a few things that we will add to this list. It says that all people should have a preparedness kit. Now, what is a preparedness kit? A preparedness kit is what you would have in your on your possession at your home and at place of business where you work. Except it would be a smaller kit unless it's for all your employees that are there. But this is what it says. That's my desk. You see, isn't it lovely? Anyway, this is what it says. It says that all Americans should have some basic supplies on hand in order to survive at least 3 days. If an emergency does occur. It says the following is a listing of some of the basic essential items that for every emergency supply kit that it should include the following. However, it is very important that all individuals review this list and consider where they live according to their legality and what they're surrounding to know what the unique or supplies of what they may need for that area, because if you're near water, you might want to include like a life raft, or if you're like in the desert, you still might need a raft or something in case there's flooding, because sometimes when it rains in the desert, you're going to have flooding there. Or if you're in the coast, they can have flash flooding because the ocean gobbles up the roads, it seems like, when you have bad weather, on the beach when it gets real bad and they have to block it off because you wouldn't be able to travel down the road because you might be going out to sea. But it says every family should have one of these kits you should create an emergency supply kit that will meet the needs of all the individuals. You should also consider having at least 2 emergency kits. One kit would be full for your home, and a smaller portable kit would be for the workplace. Because these that you would place in your vehicle or at other places where people spend time at. All right, let's consider the following. See that right there? It says recommended supplies that it should include. See that? But we'll go ahead and read this to you too. All right, we'll start with the left. Okay. It says get an emergency kit and have it full of emergency supplies. It says make a plan for what to do in case when an emergency does occur. It says be informed about what may or might happen. It says get involved by preparing your community of where you live. And then we're going to go to the right column. It says recommended supplies to include in a basic emergency kit. Now, like I said, they only have the basics here, so we're going to add some more. We're going to say food, at least 3 days supply of food that is non-perishable food. That would be like tuna fish, canned ham, potted meat, things like that. Canned foods like beans and potatoes and vegetables in cans, because they're the next best thing when you don't have power. You can eat a lot of those things right out of the can, and they won't hurt you because they're already cooked. You just got to heat them up, or you can just eat them up without heating them up. It says food at least for 3 days supply of non-perishable food. I think I read that. It says at least a 3 day supply for drinking water, and for drinking and for your pets and for your kids. And it's like 1 gallon of water you should have for each person per day. So if the power's out for 3 days, you need 3 gallons of water. If it's just you, if you have you and 2 kids, well, you need 9 gallons of water for 3 days. 3 for each kid. And if you have a pet, then you need a gallon of water for them too a day. So you're looking at it probably about 12 gallons of water for 3 days. Let's say if there's an emergency that's more than 3 days, then you probably should have a kit where you can put at least about a 2-3 month supply. If there's a long extended emergency, but for just a little emergency, like the power goes off for 3 or 4 days, you want to have at least a week's supply of food. Just change all this from 3 days to a week of water, a gallon per day for you and for all your people that are in the household per day. So if it's out for a week, then you need 7 times. Then if it's 3 people, you need 7 times 3. If you got a pet, then you need 7 times 4, or 4 times 7, which would be 28 gallons of water. See how I did that? It says, and you need to have, if it's a longer emergency, change it from 3 days for the non-emergency food to 7 days, and so forth. It says battery-powered hand crank radio with NOAA weather alerts with tone alerts, and have extra batteries for your radio. So you can keep and stay ahead of storms and know what's going on if the lights aren't working. A flashlight and also and extra batteries. A first aid kit that includes all the essentials. Alcohol, peroxide, Neosporin, Band-Aids, bandages, gauze, a brace wrap, all those things. Scissors in case you need to cut a piece of skin off, or cut a piece of gauze to cut it down so it'll fit around your arm, or so forth. You don't need a real thing that goes all around the whole arm, but just maybe in one area to stop to make a tourniquet or something like that. It says you also need to have a whistle to signal for help in case your phone doesn't work. Because if you have an emergency, sometimes it's really bad. The cell phones won't work, so you have to have a whistle. Something like a whistle, like a police whistle, one of those kind of whistles you hang around your neck. It's real loud, like what the coach has at school, something like that. You want to have a dust mask to help filter contaminated air. So if the power's out for a long time, it can get very hot and the air can get very stagnant without air conditioning or without something to filter the air. You also want plastic sheeting and duct tape to shelter in place. And like say if the windows break, you can, as the storm subsides, you can go ahead and put that up to keep the bugs and everything out of your home, and to keep hopefully it doesn't happen, but to say if it does. Have moist towelettes, like those Lysol towelettes where you pull it out of the thing to wash your hands for contamination, and have garbage bags, plastic ties, so you can put your stuff in there and then throw it away in the dumpster. You need to have a wrench or pliers to turn off, like your power, your gas, if you have gas where you're at, or your power gas meters, or your propane devices. Until if bad weather's coming and you need to turn it off so it doesn't cause an explosion. You need to have a portable can opener to open up canned food that's included in your kit, and then also you need to have a local map, so that people know where you live in case of an emergency. And also, we recommend that you use what is called a light stick. See these sticks here? They come in a bag, and what you do is you bend it, and you want to break. You just break it, not all the way in half, but you bend it, and then shake it, and then bend it in half, and it will give you light for up to 12 hours. And of course, the directions are on the package in case you forget. And then you want to have some granola bars in your kit. See, Oats and Honey has some granola bars. They don't have to be this brand, but any brand will do that you like, that's your favorite. Another thing you want to have is, this will give you energy and give you sugar and give you substance. This is another type of bar, Nature Valley. This is a trail mix. It's fruit and nuts. And then you also want to have Yes, like we said, you want to have water. See, pictures always do the best, don't they? And that's what you want to have in your kit. You know, you want to have a flashlight or have a cell phone. I can't show you that because this is when I'm shooting the video. You know, you want to have colonial silver. I don't have a picture of that. So these are just a little things, but you want to have covers. You want to have clothes. And to add to this, you want to have medication that lasts during an emergency. That's not even on this list, that's kind of shocking that they don't have medication on here. And have some money set aside. So if the ATMs are down, you can go and buy things at the store, or be able to, be able to still get some things with cash. If the ATMs are down, you can't use debit or anything. If all that's out in your area, you won't be able to use it. So you want to use cash, or you can need to have some gold and silver on hand if it's a long emergency where it's prolonged for a long time. Not saying that's going to happen, folks, but I'm just saying you need to be prepared just in case. But for a short emergency, this is perfect for 3 days. Everything's 3 days. But if it's longer, you can apply this list and make it longer. But, like I said, I added some more supplies to this list. You want to also include matches, waterproof matches, so you can light a fire, so you can cook outside, or use and have a gas heater if it's cold. If there's something that happens in the winter and it gets cold, you want to have gas heater in the wintertime. And if it's in the summertime, you want to be able to have gas grills so you can cook outside and cook your meal in the dark. So you can eat and still eat and be able to eat good without throwing a lot of food away. And you want to be able to have something to keep your food cold. Like you can, if you're near a stream, you can bag up your food and you can put it, if it's really cold like in the mountains, you can actually, sometimes the water is so cold in the mountains, if you live near one of those, but not everybody lives near a mountain stream, the water is near like refrigerator temperature, so it will keep your stuff cold. If you put it in a bag and tie it to a stick and put it in the water, and it will keep it fresh for a few days, for about 3 days, if it's meat or something, without it going bad. So you can eat it and be able to eat like you're high on a hog. And then when the power comes on, you won't be hungry, and everybody can share their food together so they don't throw it away. That's what they used to do in the old days. Everybody would get together in a community where the power was out, and everybody would have grills, and they would have butane burners, and they would have lights from propane gas or battery lights, and they would all get together and all have a big cookout, and everybody would combine all their food together and have a big feast for 3 nights, so they wouldn't throw all their food away and it wouldn't go bad, because that's what people did. And then we can still do that now, sorry about that, as Americans today, to help each other in the event of that, in case that happens. So this is just what you need to do for some things for emergency preparedness. I hope this helps you, and I hope it will help others, and I hope it helps you to get informed. Now, this is only for 3 days, but you can extend it. If it's for a prolonged period, then I would say 3 to 6 months of supplies. Like I said, I have put this up on Facebook before. If you want to go, just go to my Facebook page, and you can go back and look around October of last year. That's when I put it up, just in case there's a war scenario or something. You'll have food in case you can't get to the store, because there's nothing there because the stores have been shut down. You need to start stocking up on canned foods in case it would work with this scenario that we just read, this list, but it also will work for a prolonged period, so you don't starve, so you and your family don't starve to death. I mean, these are just some things, basic stuff, but this is what we need to do just in case severe weather does occur in your area. And it doesn't matter if you're inland or along the coast, because you're not immune from severe weather, because severe weather can be anywhere on the globe at any given time, and nobody can escape it. This is Michael DeSilvas for an emergency awareness kit preparing campaign video. See you with another blog, another emergency transmission. See you later. For now.